So are you looking for an Atlanta neighborhood that has walkability, charm, and city vibes without the midtown prices? Well, let me introduce you to the neighborhood of Summerhill. And this has a great vibe. It's right next to downtown, so a convenient location. I'm gonna tell you all about it. We'll show you some home examples, what you can expect to pay to live in this neighborhood, and what's so great about it, so stay tuned. Now, before I get too far into the weeds, let me put up a map so you can see exactly where this neighborhood is located. And you're gonna see it's right along 7585, so easy highway access. Getting to the airport takes about 12 to 15 minutes. Downtown, I mean, it's only a couple miles away, so 5 to 8 minutes max. Midtown is about 10 minutes, and the Buckhead area is 25 minutes. But as always, if you are driving through the rush hour traffic, getting from a Buckhead down to Summerhill, that could take you a lot longer. Now that I have that out of the way, let me get walking. But before I do, I just started out this video in one of the monumental landmarks here in Atlanta, which happens to be in the Summerhill neighborhood, and that is the Olympic rings right here. If you didn't know, Atlanta hosted the Summer Olympics in 1996. Muhammad Ali lit the torch, all that good stuff. So that's kind of a cool thing. It's right here off of Hank Aaron Drive. I should also mention my name is Molly, and welcome back to my channel where I talk all things living here in the Atlanta area. And hey, if you're making a move here or you live here, you need further help with your home search, or you got a home to sell, or reach out to me. That's what I do, and I would love to hear from you. My contact information is down below. Okay, I'm gonna start heading over to kind of like the main focal point of Summerhill, but let's rewind a little bit. Summerhill, Summer really kind of struggled there for a while to really get off of its feet. It was not a sought after neighborhood for many, many years. I know the neighborhood association had worked very, very hard to kind of revitalize the area, and it just didn't get the feet it needed to take off. But that has since changed. I would say Summerhill is one of those neighborhoods that really just kind of happened overnight. It just changed, the atmosphere changed tremendously. I think a lot of that had to do with just this little restaurant commercial area that got developed over off of Georgia Avenue. So that's where I'm going to be heading. But a couple other things. I mean, this Summerhill neighborhood is great if you are working over at Georgia State University, which is located downtown. I mean, they've got a couple of buildings right behind me here. So this is a great option for Georgia State faculty. I mean, they put up a bunch of apartments here that used to be parking lots to the Atlanta Braves Stadium, but now we've got all of these apartments now for students to live at, not too far from the Georgia State campus. So a lot has changed here. And yes, that's another thing I should mention is that, for a long time, this is where the Atlanta Braves played, is right across the street from the Summerhill neighborhood off of Hank Aaron Drive until about 2016, and then they moved over to the Truist Park that's over there in the Smyrna location. But yeah, for a long time, Summerhill was not a super desirable neighborhood. There was just not a lot going on here. Let me keep walking here, and I'm just gonna show you what has changed here, including showing you what the Turner Stadium now is today. So I'm at the intersection of Hank Aaron Drive and Georgia Avenue, and perhaps this wasn't the best day to be filming here because they are setting up here at the Georgia State arena. It's called Center Park Stadium. I think it's graduation ceremony. It's 'tis the season, as they say. So, but you can kind of get a glance behind me. I'll get some drone footage so you can kind of see the stadium. But yeah, this is where the Braves used to play, and now Georgia State has taken over this stadium, and apparently they are getting set up for some graduation festivities. So one thing about living here in the Summerhill area is that yes, you're going to probably hear a little bit of noise when there's special events going on over at this stadium. But just behind me, I've done a Summerhill vlog tour before, but I wanted to bring you an updated one. And the last time I made a vlog, they were still building that Publix grocery store. Now, you may think that's kind of silly to talk about a Publix grocery store going in, but it's a big deal over here because there really weren't a lot of grocery stores, not just for Summerhill, but for all of these areas in this southern part of Atlanta. So this has become a new destination point for a lot of these neighborhoods to get some groceries and not have to drive miles and miles to do that. So if you're looking for a grocery store, Publix right here off of Hank Aaron Drive is where you're gonna go. It's a really nice grocery store, by the way. But yeah, that kind of filled one of the old parking lots that used to feed over to going over to a Braves game. But now we've got a Publix there, some commercial spots. And speaking of commercial, I'm gonna cruise down Georgia Avenue. Now, if you're looking for something to eat, this is where you can go and grab something. And the great thing is that, you know, if you live in the Summerhill area, pretty much anywhere you live, you can walk over to this Georgia Avenue area, grab something to eat, grab something to drink. So come on, let's go. Okay, so that's your look at the Georgia Avenue corridor. And I will say, a long time ago, these buildings used to be dilapidated, closed up, boarded up, and they have been revitalized and have turned into kind of a little restaurant pub row. So definitely a great place to hang out and grab something to eat, especially after a United game or anything going on at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, which isn't that far away, to be honest. So a great little hangout spot for the Summerhill neighborhood. And now I'm coming up, I don't think these were in existence the last time I made a video here. This is right next to me, the latest and greatest, newest townhome addition here in Summerhill. This is called 10-5 Summerhill. It is a collection of 10 townhomes ranging from 2-bedroom, 2-bath up to 3-bedroom, 3.5 bath. And they will also range in the 600 to low 700K price range, anywhere from 1,500 to 1,800 square feet. So they're very modern in style, but awesome, as you can see, location to walkability. You are like a half a block from all of the restaurants, and I got all these buses whizzing by me, so hopefully you can hear what I'm saying. But yeah, this is, you know, if you're looking for something brand new, another thing is there are no rental restrictions. So if you are looking for something that you could lease out, well, this is one of those places that you can. Now, I'll tell you more about housing prices here in a little bit, but this was just kind of on my route. And basically right across from these is a green space. And I'd say the main green space here in Summerhill is this Phoenix Park 2. And they've got a basketball court, some tennis courts. There are some playground equipment for the kiddos. So if you're seeking that, yes, you can get to some green space fairly easily. Also, a lot of people ask about the Beltline. How close are we from the Beltline? Well, the Beltline actually edges the neighborhood of Peoplestown, which is just the next neighborhood south of Summerhill. But from Georgia Avenue over to the access point to the Beltline in Peoplestown, you're looking at just around a mile. So not too far. You could take a little bike ride over there. They're currently working on the Beltline right now. It should be done in the fall of 2025. At least that's what I've been told. So yeah, so here is the park. And one more thing I want to share with you. Let me get to it first. Now, I wish I could cue the Olympic theme song, but you know, YouTube won't let you play copyrighted music. I'd hum it myself, but I promise you, I'm going to spare you from listening to me trying to sing. I am not a singer at all. But I am over here at what used to be the Olympic practice field. So this is where the Olympians would come to warm up, practice, you know, get loose and practice their javelin throws, the shot putting, the long jumps, and obviously sprinting. And this isn't too far from the main stadium where everything was held, over where their former Brave Stadium was, that's now the Georgia State Stadium. One thing I want to know is just like back in 1996 in the summertime, OMG, it must have been so hot out here. I do not know how people did anything out here in the summertime back in, you know, the summer. It just had to have been so hot. So if you went to the Olympics back in '96 here in Atlanta, let me know. I would love to hear, how hot was it really? Like, I can't imagine. I mean, I'm recording this on a May day, and it is close to 89 degrees out. So it's pretty warm today. I can't imagine trying to run in this right now, but there you go. This is kind of just a cool little landmark here in the Summerhill area. It's just one little amenity that you can find here besides the basketball courts and the playground equipment. You know, speaking of amenities, if you wanted some other amenities, you could just pop right next door over to Grant Park and you could go to the zoo there. They've got a public pool, more playgrounds and green spaces there as well. So that's also another perk of here in the Summerhill area. Okay, I'm gonna walk back into some of the neighborhood and we'll start talking about some of the homes and what you have to pay to live here. Okay, so what does it cost to live in Summerhill? Well, the average price for a single family home is $528,000, and that'll get you about 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, and 1,700 square feet. On the low end, you can find something in that 400K range. It's gonna be small though, like 1,000 square feet. On the high end, there's a couple sales that have been up in the higher 900s. Now, like some of these homes right behind me, these are kind of, you know, there's no garage, you're kind of parking right in front of your house, but kind of a newer construction. And this one, the black one, sold for $610,000. So it kind of just depends on the home style, but you can find lots of different styles in the Summerhill area. They're going to be craftsmen, they're going to be bungalows, some old, some new, and there's a lot of newer townhomes that have popped up in this neighborhood. For townhomes, the average price there is $599,000, which is a little bit higher than the single family home price, but again, the townhomes primarily are going to be newer in age and newer finishes. So there you go, that's what you can expect to pay. But one thing you're also going to notice when you are perusing this neighborhood is that the lot sizes are very, very small. You're not going to get a big yard if you're looking at a single family home. In fact, I would say the average lot size is about 0.08 to 0.10 acres. So very, very small lot. So if you're looking for a big yard, Summerhill is probably not going to be the neighborhood for you. But if you're kind of more of that easier lifestyle where you're not having to constantly mow the yard or hire someone to mow, well, this could be an option for you. Now that right there, that is not great for the homeowner, and it's the downside of being a city in the forest. Trees do happen to fall down sometimes, so hope everyone in that household is okay. Now, if you drive around Summerhill, or as you can tell from some of the clips I'm putting up here of Summerhill, you know, it's not going to be a 100% put together neighborhood. It's still kind of transforming. So you're gonna have some homes that still are a little under cared for. And then you've got like new construction, modern stuff going in. And then some homes that were built kind of in the 90s and have had good upkeep. So it's, you know, a little bit, you know, not 100% put together. So like I said before in some of my other videos, if you're looking for like the Buckhead feel, Summerhill's not going to be that. But I'm going to pull up here to some more townhome examples, show you a few more of those examples, and then I'll show you a couple of single family home examples. Whoops, I about tripped over a little manhole. Kind of making my way back to Georgia Avenue where all the restaurants are, and this road right here has changed so much. So right behind me you have some townhomes. These were built by Empire. I believe it was called Empire Love Tree. You can get a 2-2 here for just under $500,000 and about 1,200 square feet. And then right across the street, this is one thing that's been popping up a lot around here, is you get these large apartment complexes. So this kind of gives you an idea of what you're going to find here. It's a little mix of everything. There is one townhome community that's a newer that popped up here that I just love. So let me walk a little bit and I will show it to you next. It's just a half a block away. Okay, so these are the townhomes. They were built anywhere from 2021 to 2024, and they were built by Hedgewood Homes. I mean, the craftsmanship on these are really good. High quality finishes in here, real hardwoods, no LVP to be found. Even their detail, like on the corners of walls, they're rounded. They're not just the sharp edged corner. So really great attention to detail. Now you can get a 2-bedroom here, about 1,300 square feet for in the 490 range, and they can go up to about 2,000 square feet for a 3-bedroom, and you'll be paying more in that 700K price range. But really great townhomes, and definitely one that if you're looking for a townhome that is walkable, I mean, it's just around the corner from all of the restaurants off of Georgia Ave. And this complex does have a pool, and the HOA is low. I can't remember exactly what it is, but I just remember it's a very low HOA. Okay, so I'm walking kind of in the northern part of the Summerhill area, and one thing you'll notice in this section of the Summerhill area is that a lot of the homes, the home style is very kind of cookie cutter, similar. It kind of gives me that Southern Charleston vibe, the Craftsman 2-story, you know, white picket fence. So you'll find a lot of that in this neighborhood. And I would say you're going to find homes, you know, priced in the mid 500s to the 600K price range in this area. A lot of these homes are built kind of in the early 2000s, but right around the corner is my next home example. And before I get there, I should also mention, you know, if you're wondering, is there a MARTA station nearby that you can walk to? Not really. The closest MARTA station is King Memorial, and that's off of Decatur Street. So if you went from Georgia Avenue, where all the restaurants are, to that MARTA station up north, it's about a 1.5 mile. So it's not super far, but you know, if you're trying to walk there, yes, it's walkable, but you know, if you're carrying luggage or something, it may not be as much of a pleasant walk. But here's a home example behind me that I can show you. It kind of gives me that Full House vibes. It's got that look to it. But this one sold for $638,000. It's a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath with 2,100 square feet, built in 2001. It had hardwoods throughout. It's updated. It does have a closed-off kitchen. Again, doesn't have a yard, it's 0.07 acres, and you're gonna get a driveway. Let me around the corner a little bit here. I'm gonna hit some brick roads, which is kind of cool in this neighborhood. Kind of takes me back to my childhood. We have kind of the main street with the brick roads. You got a little bit of that here in this neighborhood, but I'm gonna show you a little bit of a higher priced home, very newer built, and you'll see what that looks like. Okay, I want to give you an example of kind of newer construction and what you can expect to pay. So this one right behind me, I remember I toured one of these when they got built during a broker caravan, but this is a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath, just over 2,500 square feet. It sold for $975,000. It does have a garage, it has a rooftop patio, and it's got that open layout that everyone likes. Plus it has a lot of that white cabinetry with the black finishes that's very popular right now. So I will say, and the person that owns this, they like really decorated it up. It looks like it should be in a magazine. It's very moody inside. So there's an example of something kind of to the nines, a newer quality finishes, and what you can get in the Summerhill area. So there you go. I got one more home example, and this one will be on the much lower budget of the price range here in Summerhill. So let me get going to that next. Now I'm on a street that's basically kind of the edge between Summerhill and Grant Park. So I'm kind of like on the cutoff line. And one thing, like the street that I'm on, it's a one-way. And you're also gonna notice that, let me pop out into the street here So you can see what I'm explaining here is that this street, it is very, very narrow. So you're also going to notice it's going to feel very crowded, lots of cars parked on the street everywhere. So it's going to feel a little, I guess maybe the word is cluttered is, I guess, the best way to describe it. But my home example here is, let's see, did I pass it? Hold on a second, I think I passed it. Whoops, okay, I thought I passed it, but I didn't. I am right behind it here. So if you're looking for something on the lower price point, you can still find homes in the 400s, but they're gonna be smaller square footage. Like this home behind me, this sold for $450,000. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, just over 1,000 square feet. It's updated. I mean, it has the LVP flooring. It has a little bit of a galley kitchen, but it's nicely updated. The primary bedroom is a pretty decent size, but I think the secondary bedrooms are a little bit on the smaller side. But you're also going to notice, like, compared to where I was just at on the northern end, that is a little bit more cookie cutter. Everything looks the same. Here, kind of on the southern side of the Summerhill area, it's a lot more of those 1920, 1930 bungalows, and some of the older craftsmen, well, not older craftsmen, but like 1990s craftsman style. So you get a little bit more of a mixed bag mixed in with some of these block type of modern style homes. So you get a little bit of everything in the southern part of the Summerhill area. Okay, you may be hearing someone pressure washing behind me. I don't know about you, but I get a lot of satisfaction out of doing pressure washing, but that's not what I came on here to talk to you about. I wanted to point out a little hidden gem here in the Summerhill area. It's kind of a secret neighborhood gem. It is this Talat market. If you are into Thai food, this is a place you want to check out. I still haven't been here, but I've looked at their menu and some pictures, and it looks really good, and their cocktails look delicious as well. So Talat market, it's off of Ormond, in very southern part of the Summerhill neighborhood. Now, I haven't mentioned schools yet, so I should touch on those. So the schools zone to Summerhill are same as what you'd get if you lived in Grant Park. So you've got Parkside Elementary, you have Martin Luther King Jr. Middle School, which is basically on the edge of this neighborhood, and then you have Maynard Jackson High School. So all these 3 schools are basically in the Grant Park area, so very not far away from you if you lived here in Summerhill. And I'd say rankings on them are pretty decent. Now, I always say to do your own little research to see if they're going to fit your needs, but yeah, I know that a lot of parents are happy with these schools. Put your hands in the sky. Okay guys, I don't know what happened to the sun, but I'm actually kind of thankful because it was getting a little intense there for a bit and I was sweating bullets. I don't know if you could tell that on video or not, but yeah, it was getting a little toasty. But let me go over my quick pros and cons of the Summerhill neighborhood. So on the pro side, I would say 1, it is walkable. If you're looking for some walkability, you can definitely get that here because, you know, everything, no matter where you live, you can get over to the Georgia Avenue for a bite to eat. Number 2, I would say, you know, you have pretty decent home prices, relatively speaking, you know, for in-town living. You know, if you look over in Grant Park or if you go up into Inman Park or any other walkable neighborhood, it can get really, really expensive. So if you're on kind of a budget and you don't want to be spending $1 million for a walkable neighborhood, you can certainly get that here. But home sizes are going to be smaller. You're not going to get, you know, 5,000 square foot homes in the Summerhill neighborhood. Another pro would be it has a community feel. I mean, there's a neighborhood association. I know they've been working really hard to revitalize this neighborhood, and so if you're looking for a community feel, you can certainly get that here. And also, it's a pretty central location. I mean, very close to downtown, midtown, to the airport. So if you're looking just for central access to all the city locations, you can certainly get that in Summerhill. Now on the cons, I would say you're going to get a small lot, like probably 0.08 to 0.10 acres. So if you're looking for a big yard, you're not going to get that here in Summerhill. Also, I'd say it's still kind of in transition. It's not going to be a fully polished look. It's going to be a little bit variable in terms of what block you live on. Also, it can be a little noisy at times. I mean, with the Georgia State Stadium and the weekend nightlife there off of Georgia Avenue, it can be a little bit noisy there, but that's kind of in town living in general. I think you kind of have to pick your poison, but there you go. That's my pros and cons list of living here in Summerhill. And to be honest, that's kind of it for my tour of the Summerhill area. I pretty much walked the whole entire neighborhood. How did you like it? Yes, no. If it wasn't for you, that's okay. There's other neighborhoods I could recommend that have some walkability. Just reach out to me. That's what I'm here for. Do not be shy. I'm telling you, do not be shy to reach out. You can contact me whatever way is comfortable for you. But thanks for joining me, and if you see me out in the wild, make sure you say hello. I love running into you guys, and I just want to say thank you for watching my videos. I do appreciate it. I appreciate the support, but until next time, you guys, I'll see you around the neighborhood.